Hello. Check, check. Mic check. Audio check. Cold check. Yes, yes. Nice and cold check. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Where's chat? Where's chat? Bust chat out of jail here. Popping out chat. Swing everybody over there. Screen border looks good. Good, good. Still got a little bit of cold going on, so, you know, we'll just power through that. We'll just power through that. Rewards enabled on channel. Well, that is super annoying because I can't do subscriptions yet. And I've been seeing this Apple TV thing everywhere. Hello. Good evening there, Waffletron. Welcome. I had some great ideas. Some great ideas that'll have to wait until I'm, done hacking and coughing. One of my great ideas was finally hooking up my controller. So I don't have to move the mouse all over the place. Hey! I don't have any of the other buttons assigned though. Except for jump. But I can move the camera around. Can I do anything with this? Not quite, not quite. Okay, let's see, let's see. That is interesting. That is showing the wireframe for the camera way the heck over here. That is on a completely different part of the map. Let's free up the cursor here. Yeah, that is way over there. Zoom way out. Yep, and there it is. That is a crazy large camera port. Let's see, let's go to the main office. I'll zoom in on that a little bit. There, and now we can see ourselves in all sorts of manner here. So I'm gonna test some stuff out. First thing I should do though is turn the bloom down just a little bit. This bloom is a little excessive. Obviously you can't see it on the left side of the screen here, but if you look over at the game view, the lights are a little magenta? Little magenta. So let's see what we can do about that. But something cool that I did want to share is let me click a few things first. Let me just click a few things here. Where are we? Bam! We've got the game view. Nice, huh? Full screen. I just have to enable and disable like that. You know, I should definitely put that on a hotkey, but I'm gonna have to set up a couple different hotkeys because I'm working on something a little special here. A little special. I am going to not only be able to have the game view stream right to, full screen to my stream, to OBS, basically. We're also going to have it transparent background. I'm going to create another camera. That's today's goals. I'm going to create another camera instead of the, let's see, wait. Instead of this camera. No, I have it locked. My apologies. Let's click over here. There. So this camera's locked. Or it's not locked. It's this camera is attached to the player. In this case, me. Me in the center of the screen. And I'm gonna make another camera that's just for when I want it green screened. And am I gonna have a big ugly green screen behind me? No. Send a transparent background over to me. So it can be just like the VC face in the corner of the screen, over there, down there. Except with nice lighting. Not that the VC face doesn't have its own charm. This more cartoony shading. Or I could have this sexy shading over here, which currently has too much bloom. Don't worry, the bloom won't be able to follow us. That is one of the downsides. Let's see, where's my cursor? I think another thing I want to do is disable the... Disable the mouse control when I do this, but still be able to use the controller to pan around. So I'll have to see. We'll have to see about that, how that works. And I also want to see how that looks on different devices too. Oops, and then I turn around. Hello. Lock that. There we go, load that back in. Hello. I don't know why, but sometimes I just have to reload my Twitch page to manage my Twitch page. Curious thing, huh? Okay, so we're currently over here. Oh no, I have my Winamp behind my full screen project. That is unacceptable, folks. Alright, let's move this, let's move Unity Test behind the Winamp. Better. I'll make more of a fancy overlay someday. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so one of the things we're going to test out here is, in fact, the overlay. Might as well just stop that right now. Sorry, I'll probably be doing that kind of frequently. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I still have just a little nagging throat annoyance. Okay. How much can we squish this window? There we go. That should be fine. Window's good. Window's good. Okay. So first I'm going to test this out with the current setup. Okay, let's see. I should really just move his starting position to to here. Or at least a hotkey to go bzz, bzz. The hotkey would be pretty easy. Actually, I gotta set up the hotkey anyways. So how about M for move? M for move sounds nice. Let's go to the portal code. Portal script. Come on, blah, blah, blah. So one of the things I despise about modern Microsoft especially is all this garbage in the title bar. So you can't grab the title bar in a decent spot to move it, see? See, you just can't grab it anywhere. Word and the other Office stuff, the same way. You gotta find that one little spot that's not there. So how are you supposed to do that with touch controls? Gotta be nearly impossible. Okay, so here's our teleport script. Super easy. It just literally just moves the player to target position. And I currently have that attached to a portal. It's private. So what I can do here is I can have a, let's see, on trigger event. I could also just make a, I don't really want to make an update, you know, waiting for a key press. So what I might do is I might just duplicate this to move to a different scene. That way it won't interfere with any portals that I do make. I just want to be able to press a key and it whoosh, you know, tosses me over at a different area. But I do want the destination. Okay, so this says when it collides, so on trigger enter. So I'm gonna steal this basically. Minimize this. Let's see, there's the portal code. Control lights, which is way more than control lights at this point. It's kind of where I'm just shoving all my random code at the moment. Component, let's put a script, new script. Let's call this new script. We will call this camera movement. Let's call it green screen mode. Because I'll shove all the other stuff there too, maybe. Green screen, green screen, green screen. This is not going to give me a green screen. Wow. There we go. So I do want this object, because that's somewhere to teleport to. So that is still valid. But I don't want the collider set anymore. I just want to make it a key press. So let's go steal our key pressing from our camera zoom. Because I don't like typing, so we're just going to make this do this. We're just going to do this. For an update, if key input is Z. No, if it's M. M is for move. Hello, hello, Dead Sun. Welcome. I figured out how to do some fun camera work. I got Spout working in Unity. So basically, one of my goals is today to replace VC Face, which I'm using right here in the corner of the screen, with part of my own app, even though this is my terribly messy demo project. So, yeah. So what I'm setting up right now is a green screen mode, where it's gonna just teleport me to my office, where I will have a cool background being no background. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta get one of these fun commands going. How do we... Is it /SO? No, that didn't work. I really do have to figure out my commands here. That must not be the official shout out. Flash. Oh. Oh, you actually have to say shout out. I wonder if some people just have it, maybe if you're using Streamlabs or stuff, it shortens that up. Hey, alright. That works way better. I like that one. So in my testing, I got Spout to go over to the window. Behold my robotic butt. Interesting because it'll... Oops. Weird compiler issues need to be fixed. Where am I not compiling? Well, let's just comment out some of that. There. You'd think a software dev would properly compile. You'd think it'd be a superpower. You can just do it right there, you know. Boom, properly compiled. This one? Yep, this one. So, this is currently a Spout background, meaning it's not overly stressing out my computer with a game capture or display capture. So this is cool. Also, I found out through experimentation, because I was trying to figure out how to have a transparent background. And what I found out was, let's see, if I turn off certain materials, there's a way to set it up where you have to have like your player object, in this case me, on a certain layer, and then the camera only captures that layer, and you output that camera to Spout. So that's one way to do it. Or you use a special material. So I found out that funny enough, the portal behind me has the correct material. Let's see. Main camera. Turn off post-processing. No, that didn't do it. Oh, and we gotta switch this to texture. Source texture. We're doing this live. Let's see, was it spatial? No, we're doing Spout. What is render test? Let's see if it lets me do this all live. And let's turn that back on. Is that working? Okay, apparently that's not working. I must need to do like one other thing somewhere. I'll figure this out. Oh, right there, render test. Ta-da! Okay, so funny enough, if you look in the very tippy top corner of the screen, right? Got too many windows here. In the very tippy top corner of the screen, there's a transparent background. But why on earth is my Spout so small? There we go. Oh, that's ugly. But it works. So if you look in the background, this is why we don't test stuff with live code. Live test stuff with untested code. If you look right behind me, you can see my cursor here coming through this middle of the screen, because I found the object that will basically let me green screen without green screening. So how interesting is that? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to set up a virtual green screen in a much better way here. Let's undo play mode here. It just, there, boom. I just wiped out everything I did, so that's good. That's good, because we wanted to do that. We want to wipe that out. So essentially, I'm basically going to pull down a projector screen in my office behind me here, and when I'm in there, the camera will just render just me. Green screen, but without a hideous green backdrop, because that'll affect the coloring and get that little jaggedy line and everything. So that's part of today's project. I actually wrote stuff down on a paper right here. Let's see. New scene for Spout. Teleport to and from the office. And bring down green screen like a projector. That's today's goals. Oh, and change my camera controls a little bit. But I finally brought a controller in here. So I can do all the things I was doing. I want to make sure I can do that with the controller. And look, it's capturing my controller. How fun is that? So I can walk around, jump. The cool thing is I was thinking about, as funny as this sounds, I was going to put the controller on the floor and move this with my feet so I could walk and talk at the same time. Let's see how well that works. Should get a foot pedals or something for this instead of stepping on my controller here. Let's see. Where's the joystick? So here we are. We're walking and talking through the office. You know, this actually works out kind of cool. It's like I'm going on bringing you all on a tour here. And if I get really fancy, I could do camera work with the other foot, but no, oh, that's gonna be full of scuff. Okay, that doesn't work as well. It's amusing though. Okay, enough of that. Let's pick the controller back up. There we go. Okay. Where are we? There we go. I'm gonna be in front of the computer lab. I don't know why there's people being examined there. I think we have an alien situation, perhaps. So one of the things I kind of wanted to do too was this is overambitious and not needed for this project, unless I make it a full-on streaming environment setup kind of deal, is camera control. Like, too much camera control. Because one of the fun things we can do here is, I'm sure you Unreal folk have these same kind of things. But if you look over here, we have all sorts of fun settings, because I'm using a physical camera, quote unquote. So, we're setting things like the field of view, the ISO, focal length, focus distance, which I am, click on here. So I'm actually controlling the focal length. It's a little odd to think about. I don't know if can't quite wrap my photographer's brain around this, but it's more adjusting the field of view than it is the focal length. But some of the cool stuff I was playing with, it's like, well, why don't I make controls for all that? Whether I use, a controller, the keyboard, or an on-screen, make an on-screen overlay to control all those things. The focus, the aperture, dolly, zoom, all that fun stuff. Just make a little overlay on the screen so I could adjust those actual camera settings as if I was turning the zoom lens, for the focal length, or adjusting f-stop, adjusting, all that fun stuff. It might be a little overambitious, but you can basically treat this like a camera. I think it'd be more effective if I was in the, maybe if I was in a more realistic scene. I think it could look pretty cool. I don't know how, how cool it would look in, this blocky sci-fi scene. But I can already do stuff like adjust the focus, so I can make it so everything's in focus, or just narrow that field of focus. So that's what I'm currently doing here with this camera that we see in the corner. But that was just a little added to the idea board. It's like, what if I do want to go like really real? RTX mode, but in a software way, not a, face reveal kind of way. But I'm definitely getting ahead of myself on that. But right now, I want to make the, can't believe I didn't save it when I was working on it before. I am going to make my green screen mode. So I think we're going to do that right now. Okay, let's see. I don't need that going. So what I'm going to do here is bring in a quad. Yeah, I could have swore that I saved all that earlier, but it looks like I didn't. Create a 3D object. And it doesn't need to cast a shadow or anything. Another idea was that, do I want to have it in this office where it would show like my desk and I'd be like sitting at my desk and stuff? Or do I want it to be fully floating in space like the VC face version here? It's just like there's nothing behind me, Because if I'm gonna go that way, then maybe I should make another scene and just have it be like way out here somewhere. Or it's not gonna have any background. Then I would almost want like a sphere. And have it be the inside of the sphere. Well, let's see what that looks like too. Sphere. Let's see what a sphere looks like. Sphere collider, we don't want a collider. Scale. Let's make this a little bigger. And we want it to be inside out. So how do we get it to be a two-sided object? I guess we aren't going with the sphere. So for testing purposes, I think we're going to go with this idea here. Set it out here for now. Let's make another game object I can stand on, because I don't want to have to bother turning physics on and off. Squash that down a little bit. Bigger. We could even put this green screen material, I'm going to call it. We can even put the green screen material right on that. Okay, now we're going to have the quad go here. Let's have this also be quite large. Maybe not quite large. All right, and since I do not know what material yet, what material actually makes the actually allows it to be see-through. Oops, that was not the right material, apparently. Let's find the spatial material. I have 2 copies of the spatial material. Look at that. What is this one? This one comes with the pipeline. And this one is a built-in extra. Interesting. Wonder if we can actually edit that then. No, apparently we cannot. Okay. So that looks super cool. It's got the, cool neon in it, which we don't want. So we're just gonna make it really large at the moment. And then cheat. There. Okay, now how does my portal work? My portal has a destination. And the destination is just an object. Makes sense. So let's create an empty. We will call this game object. My controller out of the way. We're gonna call the game object a green screen destination. Okay, this cube, we'll just leave it as cube. This quad we will call green screen. Even though, it's obviously not a green screen. Because it's not green. It will just function as a green screen. Okay, now where is that destination? When I'm done testing this, I'll make it its own proper scene so we can teleport to it, unload all this other information. Green screen destination, there we are. Let's make sure it's not, floating forever in space. Yeah, that won't do. Let's have it up in the air a little bit so it can drop. And that should be just fine. I have a collider on the ground. Helpful, helpful. Okay. I think one of the fun things I'll do, maybe for more testing, because you can see this, or you'll be able to see this from other areas. See, like for instance, in my office, currently, you can see the green screen in the background, right? And hello. Yes, you can see the head. You can see the head. Yep. Head in a jar. Head in a jar. He's still hanging out there, along with the GameCube and off-brand controller, perhaps. What does it say it is? Prop controller. But over here we do have cube. I will properly name this thing. I'll call it green. Green screen, round. Oh no, I'm wasting 8 polygons to you know, when a simple quad would have worked. Okay, so we've got the destination. Let's hide the office again. So now we need that portal code that we started using, started writing. Okay, looks like we do not need a start. I know what an update is. Okay, so the update is waiting for me to press the M key. This is, yes, a sloppy way to do it, but we're testing. Let's put the public above here. Maybe we don't be complete barbarians. So this is on Collider. We want to do a thing called teleport player, but we're not using on the Collider. There we go. I'm just using the same teleport code as elsewhere to move the player. Oops, I need an other. What was the other in this case? Ah, the Collider. So I don't think we need that. We need that. I think we just need to literally take the player position to the object position. Okay, well this is actually easier. We're just going to take this code and put it up here. I mean, this way we could use it to move any object, but for now, how about we just stick this code up here? Oops, didn't like that. There we go. Yes, yes. There. I'm doing something wrong. Let me check my other code. See, because I'm not using a collider, I just want to instantly shift the player. I need to get the player. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, let's go back to this code. Portal code. Compare tag of the player, collider of the other. Okay. So here it's actually asking for the collider. Whereas here, I don't care about that. I just want the player myself to go to the target position. So here we are going to get the player. Let's go see what that looks like. Let's go see what that looks like. Script portal, destination. See, all that is built in right there. I don't have to worry about that with the collider. Collider happens, things happen. Tag player. So can we do that without... Where were we? Excuse me. Can we teleport? Man, it is hard to shake this cold. It is kind of hard to shake this cold. Yeah, thanks. Da, 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 da. Okay. So it's nice using some of the built-in stuff because it is built in. So what I'm gonna do, I also shouldn't have this under control lights, but that's where I'm tossing all my character scripts for now. So let's take this target object and get that over there while we're messing with this. So that'll bring me over here. This portal has this collider that is a trigger. Collider is used for triggering events and is ignored by the physics engine. Because I can just walk right through it. So that's how the portal works. But what I want to do is transform player. Be nice if I could get the player transform without other transform. Be nice if I could get that without having to get the collider. Other compare tag checks the gamer tag's tag against the defined tag. So basically when the player hits the collider, then go teleport the player. But I don't want to compare tag, I just want to get the tag. Here's where I should do more research, yes? So I'm just gonna take that same idea. Let's see if I can have these side by side for one thing. Make it a little easier on myself. Okay. So this transforms a player. This gets the other player. Good morning. Ah, yes. Good morning in the other hemisphere. I'm working on a green screen ability. So I can use my lovely Unity program in the background instead of VCFace for doing this stuff in the corner here. But first I have to move my character over to this green screen area. And I want to do that just by tapping a key. So I want to move my player, which is me. I want to move my player over. So basically when I hit the M key, boom, it shifts me to green screen mode. So I can have a nice cutout around me like I currently have at the corner of the screen. But I'm not sure how to get the player without just getting the player, so we can tidy this up later. How are you doing this fine day? What transform player object? Are you going to use Unreal or Unity or Godot or one of the other fun things? Ah, Unreal. Oh, Unity? Okay. So Unity. Yeah, Unreal is... I do want to learn it because I want to learn everything. And as a hobbyist, why not? So VCFace, which I'm using over here, was built in Unity. And I know how to do this. That I figured out. It's easy. easy using it's called Spout, to basically grab your rendered output and move it over, use it anywhere else. So, however, I don't want to like tear apart all of my demo project to just isolate the character. So instead, I'm going to use a green screen effectively. And right now, I'm just looking to get my character to the green screen area, so I can test it out at least. So I already have my teleport code where I run into my teleporter, my portal, but I'm writing this so I can just do the same thing with tapping the M key. And this should do it. So let's see if that does it. Portal script. I need a different portal though. There we go. Player object. I know I can just get the player object. That's the annoying thing. So I'm not sure if which player object I need to get here. We're just gonna do the whole darn armature, and let's see if this works. Okay, and so we got our tiny little screen here. There we go. And let's see what happens. Hey, that actually worked. Now I can't get back. I'll have to set a variable to keep track of where I am. But I am currently in front of my green space area, so that actually worked great. Let me lock the camera here, and I said let's lock the camera. Where's my cursor? Okay, so yeah, I'm actually kind of hacking this because the texture I'm using behind me is I know what had happened is I noticed that it could do this. It's not intended to do this. So some component of this texture or shader material, some component of this material is allowing me to do this. So here's the fun part. I will set up a different camera to do it properly, but let's test it out right now. Okay, main camera. Do I have my spout? Spout. Where's my other spout? There we go. Okay. So, currently have the dark screen. Got it. Turn off post-processing, unfortunately. And not a camera. Use a texture. What's a texture? Render. Getting there. Oops. Getting there. And where is my render? Here we go. There we go. Ta-da! Hello. I am now floating in front of my background. Test successful. So now I have to build out the scene, or this little scene, which you can see behind me, over my shoulder here. That is where I currently am. Let's see. So you can see my cursor floating around behind me. Because now you're basically looking at two VC faces. Yeah, all right. Good. So now I'm going to add some nice lighting, and I'll be able to get much better rendering than my VC face counterpart in the corner of the screen here. Ah, that's nice. I will have to play with the camera though, because sadly I have to turn off all my beautiful post-processing, because that is one of the things that causes it to not work. I'm not quite sure about that. So I might actually try the other option where I make a new camera and that camera just ignores anything that isn't the player character. I played with that earlier, and physics didn't like me, for one thing, because the way that my player is set up, the character here, the way the character's set up, they're all just the way it's set up. Physics are attached to this layer, and so once I removed the player, the character from that layer, physics no longer applied properly, and I just floated up into the sky at a very slow rate. So that was pretty impressive. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, all right, awesome. I'm quite pleased with this. And now I'm going to press the play button and undo it all. Ta-da! Kind of like doing that though. It's like if I'm just testing out something for the settings, Unity, basically the way I have it set, which is the default, is that you got the play button up here. Any settings you change while you're playing your game or software, game, whatever, they're only temporary. They will only have, be changed while you're in play mode, which is actually why if you watch carefully, see how everything tinted blue? I found that tip on Reddit or YouTube somewhere. It's like, change the color of your interface for when it's in play mode. That way you're reminded that you are in fact in play mode. Because anything you adjust, like any of these settings or turning things on and off, those go poof when you exit play mode. It goes right back to where it was. So it's great for experimenting. It's just nothing will stick. Yeah. All right. So it's funny because another funny thing here, the way I have this temporarily set up is you can see my green screen scene from my office. So this is my little office set. You can see the green screen over there. So yes. I'm just getting a drink of water here. Still trying to shake this congestion. Nasty. So running through the area while in VTuber mode. Sort of. I currently, where we're at, hide myself here. So I've got this, but you're like, oh, how can you walk and talk and, still be VTuber, right? Well, I can walk around like this, so right now I'm just holding down a key. If I zoom in a little bit, play with the camera. So like now, I can kind of fake that I'm VTubing, right? Moving around like this. Well, the only difference for the green screen area is that you just don't see the background. So I can still, move around and, I could move the camera like this and move the character. Around. I actually brought my controller. I was testing it out earlier. Get back here. One of the perils of how I have this set up. Here. Bam. Okay. In perils of a wireless controller, it likes to shut off when you're not... Oh, really? Well, okay. Because my controller timed out, Okay, so here we are again. Okay, this is weird. For some reason, my controller's not working. So this controller, this invisible controller in my hand right here, is for some reason not playing nicely. Probably because it timed out, so I'll have to get a different one that just plugs in and doesn't time out. That's annoying. But yes, so I can run around the level as if, I was playing like any other video game, because this is video game creation software, this is a game engine. But yeah, I did have it where I put the controller on the floor and I was moving the character. You got the controller ASMR here. I was basically moving the controller with my foot. So I could still walk and talk with my hands, or I could still move around like this with both hands, and my character was moving because I was moving the little joystick with my toes. I should get I picked up a foot pedal setup at a garage sale, rummage sale, earlier this summer. I haven't hooked it up yet. I don't know if it needs drivers or whatnot, but I definitely want to use that for doing shortcuts. So maybe I want it for going forward and backwards. Or maybe I'll just use my little Xbox controller here. I can't believe that shut off on me like that. But yes, one thing I'm still trying to figure out is, you notice how I'm just kind of floating around? Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to blend these two modes, where this is basically player mode. So I can jump. Can't do any of the VTubing stuff. I can jump, I can move around. I still haven't figured out how to blend the two. So that's the thing. Oh, I love them. Yeah, Doge and Swift. Yeah, they're hilarious, and they have done a lot of work for their their streaming setup. It is really cool. But yeah, they actually use, I don't know, do they use I forget what kind of controller they do, if they use like the Wiimote or if they use actual controller. But no, they're fun. Their interactivity is so cool. Maybe someday I'll get to I'll expand to that. For now, I'm just having fun in my own little wandering around my own little world here. Oh, I haven't caught their stream in a couple weeks, unfortunately. Usually when I watch people, I'm lurking while I'm working, so I don't can't always pay super close attention. I drop in and out of people's streams when I'm working, anyways. And why are we slowing down here? Am I stressing out my graphics card? Let's find out. Oh yeah, yeah, we were actually. I suppose, I have the camera rendering here, I am display capturing OBS. So yeah, that's probably stressing it out a little bit. So we're a little slow on the mode here. Yeah, I'm dropping frames, but you're not seeing any, or I should say I'm not streaming, dropping any streamed frames. So my guess is it doesn't quite like having all these things open at the same time. I bet we're gonna get a crash soon. Hold on. Let's save. Let's see if that's a warning that we need to save. Okay, so essentially, that added about 20% overhead to my graphics card. Oh, and it also added a bunch to the CPU. So we're definitely not optimized. That's for sure. I bet if we didn't use display capture, we would also get much better, more efficient computer usage. So next, where do you watch their clips? Do you watch them on Instagram or TikTok, or do they have some on? Do they have shorts too? I'm really curious about that. Kind of like on Instagram. Okay, because I'm gonna start. I've got 6 months of 7 months now. Congratulations. 7 months of streaming now, and I'm gonna start compiling and doing some video editing. I'm kind of like, where do I want to put the short form stuff? I also don't really care for TikTok because it is so hard to find things. It is bonkers. That's really the only reason I don't like it. I had my algorithm, I guess, my TikTok algorithm. I had that tuned pretty good, where it was just showing me like, some comedy stuff, RPG stuff, and some VTubers. So that was kind of dialed in, but I haven't used it in probably a month or two. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do when I do have my content creation debut, the smart way to do it if you want good exposure is you do schedule your videos and your shorts so that you have them spaced like every day or every couple days, and it kind of feeds the audience and draws them all in. But yeah, you can schedule 10 clips on TikTok. Okay, well, that's not the worst. I have been paying attention to Twitter, and some people I follow, they're saying that it's like, I got a lot of instant viewers from TikTok for some of my comedy and whatnot, whatever they were specializing in. However, it was not the attention they wanted. It said the crowd coming in from TikTok is vastly different than the crowd from Instagram and the crowd from YouTube Shorts. So it's like you got to be prepared for the audience you receive from those. So one thing that, I'm going to be careful of, I am not super high energy. So I'm not just going to blast out a bunch of little comedy clips that kind of paint me in this like, in a wacky mode, because I'm streaming basically at the end of my day, and when I can, because I got a full-time job, got family stuff, and then when the kids are in bed, I can do this fun stuff. I can be a puppet on the internet. So that's why I'm going a little more mellow, a little more chill, messing around with fun, interesting stuff. So I'm gonna kind of make sure I'm not gonna be like, oh, hey, look at this wild zany robot guy. It's like, no, not really. I do hope to get there someday, when I can stream at other times of the day too. But for now, more mellow, zany robot guy. So you're saying, Nix, that when you look, because somewhere in the Twitch analytics, I think it says where the other folk come from. Not a lot of viewers come from other sources, like other video sources at least. Yeah, it would be interesting to see the analytics once I get more, once I start blasting all that stuff out there. Main camera, go away. No? Oh, can't make that one go away. Alright, alright. Okay, so, you know what I'm gonna do right now so I can still play with stuff? Let's set a private bool. Wait, I can just say bool instead of boolean? Oh. Private bool is green screen. Let's set it to false. If key down. And you know what? Let's do public transform. While we're testing things, might as well put in some more debugging. Okay, if is green screen. Oh, come on, you're not going to suggest this for me? Oh, see, this is the problem. My day job, I am a Visual Basic dev. So switching to C# sometimes. Okay. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, okay. So what you're seeing there, Nix, is I think what those analytics are saying is that those are the links that brought people to your stream. So that's not necessarily your audience. That's just how people found, or that's how people hopped on that stream. Yeah. So it's not going to say like where the people originally found you, unless they directly clicked on those other sources to come to there. Yeah, I guess that'd be more like an audience poll. We'd have to be like, "Hey, chat, where'd you originally see me? Or, what made you decide to come here?" And then, chat tells you, hopefully. What am I missing here? Why am I being silly? Public private bool on equals false. Why is this one giving me grief? Does not exist in the current really? Private bool, private void. What the hell? Public class. Public class. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely want to know. Well, once. Right now, I kind of know where y'all are coming from. Because I'm still sitting below 50 follows here, so it's easy enough for me to remember where you guys came from. But get a little larger, I won't know, or I won't. The spider web of social reach here. Got a bunch of people following from Dead Sun, some from Mapleborg, some from Blue Sky, actually. Some more coming in from Twitter. And that's easy to know because I don't have anything on YouTube yet. Or TikTok, or I think Instagram and Tumblr, by the way. I think I just have a couple of images. Do need to get on that. It's be part of my media blitz. But I want to make sure I get comfortable enough with the streaming first. So that's why I haven't put anything out yet for for the few months. Void, wait, void, did I just figure that out? Private void. Now are you fine? Now are you fine with this? Oh my gosh, I forget how key things are. Jesus. Okay. Cheese and crackers. Yep, there we go. Okay, so you go here. Else. No, what the? That is not an else. Thank you very much. That is an else. This is when the Visual Studio is not being super helpful. Teleport player, player to position, target object. I gotta change that. Ooh. Yes, give me more. Give me more information. Here for the those following with just the video. So YouTube is more for general clips and longer. TikTok is for that quick, joke. A lot of jokes. I mean, that is honestly, that is why I want to go to TikTok. I don't want to watch a 50-part series, which would just be one YouTube video. Give me jokes, give me memes, songs. Songs, sometimes the duet thing is pretty cool, and when it's done right. Instagram is more from behind the scenes or daily life stuff. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great strengths of Instagram and why, I have a private Instagram and stuff too. Photos, a photo gallery. I mean, that's what it originally was anyways. But now they really want to push the video because, I don't know, people like video, I guess. So the ability to be able to put still images and video in the same timeline is, I think, a huge strength. So I definitely will be pushing more on Instagram and doing like behind the scenes and stuff like that too. More than just, funny haha. So honestly, I might just focus on like YouTube Shorts and TikTok being the same thing. And then Instagram being like, the gold BTS and the occasional joke, more photos and stuff. And then, of course, YouTube long form for YouTube long form. That is the strategy I was thinking about. We'll see. We'll see. Transform player position. Transform player. Okay, this is silly. Why am I? Okay, I'm just gonna call this teleport. Teleport. This is a different function. Welcome to Coding with Rusty. We don't want player object, we want destination objects. So if green screen is true, then we are going to wait. If green screen is true, then we want return object. No. Yes, return object. And green screen is not. We want target object. And here we're not transforming the player. We are transforming the destination. Let's call it destination. So player position equals destination position. And this is going to be layer object. And I gotta spell it right because it's fussier than BB. There we go. There, that should do it. Yeah, that was one of the big changes in all of that where to put your stuff. Podcasts are now also mixed in as a separate tab in your YouTube channel. So you have your shorts, you have your live. I will rant about the YouTube app though. The YouTube app is almost useless, except as a search engine for me. I like the app on my phone. Love it on the PC because it's a website. On the phone, I go to videos because I want to watch videos, right? So you get the video and it shows scheduled. It shows some videos, but then it shows scheduled. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. So in subscribe, so the channels you're actually subscribed to and paying attention to, you go to videos, and it shows you scheduled videos. It shows you recently ended streams and future streams. This is scheduled streams, scheduled videos. And it shows you videos. Why is it showing streams in the videos tab when there is a live tab? So the live tab should also just show, past live streams. It's micro rant over. That's a current frustration with that. So basically, you have to have everything set up to playlists or search in order to be able to use that app. It is an unfortunate change they made over the last recent amount of time. All right, let's see. I need to make another game object. Green screen destination. We will. Can we duplicate this? We can duplicate this. Call this green screen return. Where is green screen return going to be? Let's have it go to the office scene here, just for funsies. But yeah, that's my little mini rant. It's annoying way to do that. Okay. All right, so we've got the destination, the return. That was hilarious. Okay, so face tracking, right? I talk with my hands a lot, and whenever I put something in front of my face, it just does hilarious things. Like, there we go. Oh, what are we doing? So I think that's because I'm using a webcam and not an iPhone. If I was using an iPhone, it would know that that is a hand and not the face landmarks that it tracks. But no, that's hilarious. Unfortunately, when I use the robot, I also get the same problems, and then his head starts, jerking around. That's a little bit more frustrating, worrying than when my polygon avatar does the little head spaz. Okay. Let's see. Yes, the tip of not telling your subscribers when there's a new video. I think I heard that Pirate Software. I think he was talking about that when he did his big blitz that really it just propelled him into, propelled him to fame, essentially. Because let's see, in the last, I was following him last year at some point when he still had well below a couple hundred followers or viewers, average viewers. Now he sits around like 10K, 10K or more. But yeah, he did his big video blitz with shorts, with some long form stuff, and brought in all that attention. And because he is an awesome storyteller and very knowledgeable, the audience stuck around. So it's not like he was just like, okay, let's go throw some funny stuff to the wind and see, see what sticks and go with that. No, he just seems like a very genuine fella. Excited for when his fiber internet comes in. He can have more of the ferret stuff to go along with all of his other projects. It's really cool when people use their power for good. Celebrities, because essentially he's a celebrity. But yeah, he does seem very genuine. I know some people have beef with him for some reason or other. It's probably his opinions on certain games or how certain studios handle things. But there are a lot of armchair quarterbacks out on the interwebs. A lot of them. Okay, where is my green screen return? Put that there. Destination return. Okay. And I'm lazy, so I'm just going to duplicate this light. Oops, is that a duplicate key? Is that a duplicate? I don't think that was a duplicate. Control D, deselect. Okay. That's not the worst thing to happen then. In Maya, that is a duplicate. This light is set up just how I want it, so that's what we're going to do. Paste. Now we go find out where that light went. Okay, so that's light 54. Let's go put that not in this scene. Come on. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Let's go put that with the other green screen stuff. There we go. And Control G is not group. Okay. Oh, groups, you just create empties. That's right. I'll worry about that later then. Are you kidding? They did? They just said like, oh, look at this random new guy who came from nowhere and whatever. And it's like, no, that's his whole thing, is that he literally has the experience, and he tells people he has the experience. Crazy. But, that's probably not what gets headlines and stuff, so it's... Okay, let's do some three-point lighting. Let's see. I want a backlight. Might as well. Let's do three-point lighting here. Put you back here. Ooh, will this work? No, that will not work apparently. Nope, I do enjoy his streams, and even if you've heard whatever story he's telling, even if you heard it before, it still makes it entertaining enough, and then the reactions of chat and everyone too is entertaining enough, in my opinion. Oh, I can put this over here. That's neat. All right, let's see. We got our nice backlight. We got a top light, side light. There, we have our three-point lighting. All right. You too can be a diamond in the rough. You just have to wait for someone to discover you. However, if you don't have tons of experience to back it up, yeah, your fame will probably be short-lived. I mean, it's that way with anything. Going viral, right? You go viral, you have to, how do you how do you maintain that? So, you know, what he did was basically a calculated viral path. You know, he had a plan. He had a whole bam. So, you know, the trick is to blow up, but you gotta stay there. So how do you stay there? So fun thing with the, I was a follower and a minor part of more of the craft maker community. I decided I didn't want to live stream that because I enjoy my fingers not being eaten by a table saw or a lathe. So those can stay as videos. Live streaming, I'll do this fun computer stuff and play video games. So one of the problems with being a creator in the maker community, or you know, the DIY, the maker, I hate the term maker. It's just, but anyways, so in the maker community is one of the problems is how do you surpass yourself? You know, your projects just get more and more outrageous? Because you can't, people aren't going to keep watching you do, you know, 100 videos building a chair unless you have a spin on it, right? Your niche, let's say you make chairs. It's like, okay, so you've made one in every style. Okay, so you've got, you know, 20 chairs. Okay, then do you start going outrageous by adding gold-plated chair, you know, the Mr. Beast thing, right? You know, it's, let me destroy this, you know, this chair. Okay, now I'm going to destroy this Lamborghini. Now I'm going to destroy this, you know, whatever. It's like, you know, how do you maintain interest? You know, so it's the big mystery, and it's all depends on your audience and yourself as a creator too. So yeah, like you gotta figure out your niche. You know, what you want to focus on, and then cultivate that, as they say. Yeah, you gotta think of, well, yeah, I mean, he's a mega celebrity, has, you know, mega amounts of money, so there's always going to be lawsuits. The falsifying things and all that, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, he's an entertainer also. I mean, yes, he's done a number of good things too, as any entertainer can, right? Yeah. No, I don't pay too much attention to the big names, but I do appreciate when they do good things. But you gotta still remember they are in fact entertainers. So, yeah. Oh, do I finally have this set up? I did have this set up. Okay, this is one of the things I was messing with earlier. I'm looking at my hotkeys over here. I finally fixed my zoom feature. I had it on the wrong scene. Does it work with camera 2? It does work with camera 2. All right. Oh, geez. Yeah, see, this is... Yeah. This is why I don't pay... This is why sensationalism isn't my cup of tea. It's just... You know, how much of it's staged, how much of it is... Yeah. I don't really find... yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. But now we test. Oh, I should have saved first. Hold on, we're going to untest. We're definitely going to save first. Because while my code is saved, the changes I made around here are not. Okay. What else do I need to do? Okay, I'll test out the teleport code. And then then we'll do the camera code. All right. Ta-da! Here we are! Oops, camera's a little... There we are. Okay, so we're there. And now I teleport again, and I should go to the office setting. Ah, derp. Okay, we know what we did. When you set a variable, and then don't change the variable. Funny how it knows exactly what I want it to do. Actually, I might as well just type that same thing here. As green screen equals, it knows! It knows! Oh man. I don't want to say AI good, but IntelliSense is nice. Actually, is this still considered IntelliSense, or is this, or have they changed it? Anyways, it basically knew what I want to do. So this says if green screen is true, go to point A. However, if it's false, go to point B. But after you've gone to one of these destinations, it'll then go to the opposite one when the key is pressed again. So it was jumping me to the right spot. However, I didn't tell it which spot was which. All right. Bam. Oops. Both of us are there. That's nice. All right. So here we are. Oh, and you get to see my camera behind the scenes. Nice, nice. I can narrow my field of focus. Zoom in, zoom out. Or technically not zooming. Technically not zooming. Because the camera's not moving. So I'm zooming in the sense of a zoom lens on a camera. When you turn the lens, that looks funny. So when you, on a physical camera, when you turn the lens on a zoom lens, you are changing the focal length. And that's what this is doing. See? Because the camera itself isn't moving. I do have the ability though, because you can do anything here. You can pull in and out. So there's all sorts of fun things, fun camera controls. I'm actually going to set up a completely separate camera for this area, the green screen. Wow. Okay, I'm looking at this in like 5 different versions of myself. Got the screen in front of me that you're seeing behind the avatar here. And then in the corner of my vision on a different monitor, I have, I have OBS, which has the same setup. Then I have my Twitch stream way over in the corner, so I can monitor that it's still running. Okay, and there, we're in the office. Teleport here, teleport there. I will probably lower the destination so it's not as big of a hop. And maybe add a fade in, fade out for the camera. Because that's jarring. Burp, 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 burp. Yeah, I'll add a little fade in, fade out. On key down to on key up. Oh. That's a good tip. That is a good tip. Imagine like, yeah, if your key sticks or if there's a stutter, it probably wouldn't work properly. So the reason I used key down is because so this scene that I'm loading the crap out of, this scene, we go way over here. I guess that won't make so much sense. So if you look behind me, right here, it says nested parent armature unpacked, blah, 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 blah. So what this is actually the third-person controller demo file, or demo scene dropped in here. And the third-person controller for controlling the character uses key down. So that's why I just started using, but I am more than happy to change this to key down, key coding. Oh, oh, there. Get a key up. There. And that is an easy enough fix. I am gonna, when I do clean this up and it leaves its demo stage, and I, properly switch between scenes so I don't kill my memory, I will definitely clean up my scripts here. I mean, I'm using publics here. I probably shouldn't be using publics. I should be using serialized, more like this. Serialized fields. Not so many public things here. Holy boom! You're just here to screenshot my my code here, because you're tired of looking at spaghetti all the time. Hello, 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 boom! Welcome in, welcome in. Let's do a proper shout out here, because I didn't set up a shortcut key yet. Oh God, how do I shout you out when your name is impossible? Can I please give a shout out somehow? Well, shit. There we go. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to my streamer Scott. There. Proper shout out. Okay, welcome, welcome. I'm working on a green screen, so I can replace VC Face with my own cobbled together demo software here. And what we've got is a fun little demo level. Let's see. Where I am currently using doppelgangers here. Hi! I'm sending my motion tracking data into this, into Unity here. And gonna run around a level and have fun. I still have to figure out how to switch between a player I can control, as you can see, and one I can, VTube. We're working on that. But yes, welcome in, welcome in. Let's go to my office. We have profit and stocks. Let's see. Welcome to my stuff. I finally got something working here, and we got full screen mode. I'm using Spout to send this whole mess over to OBS now. So part of what I'm going to do is set it up so I can have basically a green screen behind me. Yes, I can have a green screen behind me so I can replace VC Face with something that renders a little bit nicer. Even if I have that little bit nicer is, full of bloom and aberrations and demo stuff right now. But yes, we have stocks. We have profits. So, I suppose I should also introduce some of the other things we do around here. We have a robot that we are not currently using. He is sitting in the corner of my room across from me. Oh, jeez. Too many things running at once. So we have a robot sitting in the corner of the room across from me, and he looks more like this. So another thing I'm doing here is I have way too many projects going on at the same time. I should probably focus. I have a robot controlled by VTubing software. I'm sending the same motion capture when he's running, mind you, when he's running. I'm sending the same motion capture data on a different computer to a board inside of this fellow's head, and I have a real puppet instead of just a virtual puppet. So there's the virtual form to the robot. I got a few clips of them doing robot-y things. Let's see. Do I have any recent ones? Yeah, he's a... I don't know what... I guess he's not a... He wouldn't be a VTuber anymore, would he? Because he's a robot, so I tend to refer to him as kind of a puppet. Let's see, did I have him going last time here? I'd have to look through some of my VOD files real quick to see if I... Oh, here we go. Ta-da! Let's go to game screen. And here's me getting ready to run around with him. Let's see. No, there he goes. There, and you could double the Winamp too. Wait, are we on the same track? Because that would be hilarious if that was the same track. No? Oh, okay. Darn. Let's see if we can find a larger scene. Where we got? I had to have been just chatting at some point. Oh, wait, there he was. There he is. Oh no. Stream Elements, you are being a pill. Sorry about that, Vanilla. Stream Elements is very touchy about people talking in all caps, I think. And I have not found out the stupid settings. Now, how do I gain back control of my own screen? Oh, no, by all means, this is I have to reconfigure Stream Elements because it's, yeah, pain in the butt. Okay, that's it. How do we nuke Stream Elements? That is just ridiculous. Stream Elements. I'm kicking you out of chat. One moment before we get all excited. There. Congratulations. Welcome back, everyone. There. Stream Elements has been put in jail. There. Now where was I? I lost track of my... Here we go. My robot. There he is. There's my boy. I try to bring him on like once a week or so. That's my goal. I want to bring him back like once a week or so to because he takes an extra like 20 minutes or so to set up. Yeah. Anyways, it takes a good 20 minutes to set up. You know, with testing, making sure he's not gonna flip out and just randomly servos go, you know, where they feel like. You can see that I talk in my hands all the time because I'm talking right behind me. Yeah, so there's actual servo. Okay, wait, I'm getting confused by seeing too many of myself. Okay, glad that I have different eyes. So that is an actual camera lens on his, well, to mirror the virtual model. And I have servos, you know, controlling him back and forth, you know, for the eye tracking. And then on his left side, so this eye, that is capturing another 3D model and displaying it right there to show the eyes. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here too. My whole thing I'm trying to do with streaming is just to have fun and follow down all the little rabbit holes that I stumble upon and share that because it's just fun. But yeah, so Robot Rusty is, or should I say Rusty Robot, is cobbled together from office parts. We got some some Legos, an actual camera lens, or some good old RGB in there for you RGB enjoyers. And I want to add in more movement. So I'm going to be adding in the most important thing for conveying emotion. The most important thing. Eyebrows. The robot's going to get eyebrows. So that's the important future. The future is eyebrows. Which will be 4 more servos I have to stick up in his noggin to move the eyebrows around. So because yes, the eye to the soul is not, or the window to the soul is not the eye. It is definitely the eyebrows. And someday eventually, I do want arms. Robotic controlled arms. That's going to take a bit more programming and such, because if you look at this lovely fella here, pay no attention to the background. I'm using a leap motion right now, and it seems pretty cool, right? Until it clips through you. When you're 3D, that's just fine. It only hurts a little bit. But when you're IRL, your arm clipping through your chest is going to... It's not gonna... Yeah, it's not gonna turn out so well. So that will be quite a bit of work to get that all done. And man, I am distracted looking at myself talking with my hands while I'm talking with my hands. It's first world streamer problems, I guess. So that is the robot. He'll probably be back either next Tuesday or Thursday. I think I'm gonna do Tuesday, Thursday next week. But I'll send out follow me on the other social media, because that's where I will actually have a schedule and stuff, probably. So he's controlled through a different Unity program, not on a different PC. So not the virtual project I'm working on today. But what I am working on today, sorry, there's a distinct lack of spaghetti. Coming from Boom. Boom loves the spaghetti. Here we have gross C# instead. So no spaghetti feast. No spaghetti feast. There is no spaghetti feast. There is only the code. The C#. No. This is indeed Unity. The programming scripting in Unity is C#. I think you can use other stuff, but my day job is a .NET developer, so I don't mind. I don't mind the typey. Yeah, I wonder what else I think you can use Python and stuff too, but yeah, I use Visual Studio every day, so not my usual language. Usually I use Visual Basic, and because I do business stuff, and as I caught myself earlier today, I have to remember to capitalize stuff. It's annoying. But yeah, catching up a little bit here. Yeah, the design choice. I actually started with the robot. I started with the physical model. Here, hold on while I reset my playlist here. Oops. Oh, don't lose the Winamp. There we go. So I actually started off with the robot. Let's see, where's his code? Let's close that one. Here's some of his code. So this is most of what controls him to adjust the code and send it over to the right spot. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Lewd. I know. I showed you. I showed you behind the scenes. I am ashamed now. So I actually started off with him, and I wanted a digital puppet, or not a digital puppet. I wanted a puppet. That was the first starting point. And the idea is I tried a whole bunch of different control software, a whole bunch of different methods before I settled on using, it's like, how do you control a puppet? Well, or how do you control an animatronic, a robot, whatever you want to call it? You use a controller. That would work. Using a controller would definitely work. You just like a video game character, right? You move with one joystick and you look with the other joystick. That would work just fine. I'm like, I can't do that and play a game at the same time. Unless I were a VTuber. And so that kind of got the wheels turning. It's like, okay, how do I take the digital and make it, undigital? Real? However that works. how do work? And so, yeah, so I'm gonna clean up the code for the next iteration on how he rolls around. Because what I'm actually doing right now, little BTS here, what I'm actually doing is I'm taking all the joint rotation data and sending that, converting that a little bit, and then sending that over to an Arduino to control servos. So I would say I'm cheating, but I'm taking the rotations and how the joints are, not the arm, how the head is. And yeah, so the simple TLDR is VTuber moves, robot moves the same. So yes, so the puppet is being translated through a couple mediums. Yes, so it's taking my face, translating it a few times, and spitting it out on a robot. And that's pretty much how that worked. Yeah, and then you get this lovely guy. Here's my still shot. This is my background for my just chatting. Except he's not here to chat right now, so we'll just gaze upon him. Well, the beauty of it, yeah, I told the AI to do it. I was just both complimenting and swearing a little bit at the AI in Visual Studio. I'm not sure if you can consider IntelliSense AI or not. But it's like, oh, hey, you want to type this. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to type that. I'm just using the wrong context. And then at the same time, it'll be like, oh, hey, you want to set this variable? Down here, just hit the tab button and we'll fill in the rest for you. It's like, hey. Floppy drive mouth, yes. The digital model was actually created after the real model. I think I was starting to explain that, but I lost a tangent there. Anyway, I go by he, him, they, etc. But yeah, so the digital model, which I modeled up, made myself. I made myself. It is part of it, like part of the head, is scaled exactly with the robot, because there's a lot of 3D printed parts in the robot, and I exported it from the CAD program into Maya and then continued modeling it. So it should be a 1-to-1 for the most part. Sneak back over here. Oh, there we go. We're almost the same size. Oh, except no headphones. No headphones. We gotta hide the headset. There we go. Oh, actually, no, he does have a headset. I forget. There. It's just that mine is nicer. Yeah, so the robot came first. and the ideas for the robot, long in the making. Oh boy. So funny said, ever roll into a Teams meeting as Rusty? No. That's also why I don't use my work computer for for fun stuff. I do have my work computer directly in front of me though. So yeah, that, I thought about it's like, oh hey, laptop cameras suck. So I should use my nice webcam that I also happen to use for motion capture. And then at like a, full manager meeting or something where I show up or something like that, it'd be like, oh, hi, no, I'm totally working on this at my own time. I'm not doing this on company time or anything, which I'm not, FYI. Just throwing that out there. But it's like, yeah, I'm not using company hardware for personal projects where I play dress up on the internet, No. We are totally doing this above board. There we go. So funny thing though is that they are, like my boss at least, he's totally on board with me doing this programming stuff. I don't have like some kind of compete issue clause or anything like that. So he's like, hey, if you wanted to use your work computer to practice programming and stuff off the clock, go for it. If you want to play around with the other stuff, sure, go for it. Which is awesome of him. Just keeping my skills sharp, right? C sharp, if you will. Oh, I'm allowed the occasional bad pun. I think it's in the user agreement here somewhere. But yeah, no, this is me having fun and kind of bringing whoever wants to watch along for the journey. But yeah, so it's and you know what? Who doesn't want to be their own video game? Be in their own video game. This is, disclaimer, I did not model everything in this scene behind me. This is actually a lovely asset pack from Cinti. Low poly, most of it is a low poly sci-fi pack. And it's got some really cool stuff in it. Here, let's see. Let's move some stuff around. Let's save while we're at it, because, save early, save often. Just like voting, right? So hello. Got some nice cameras, camera effects. I got some finally figured out the post-processing stack for the Unity URP pipeline. With this version of Unity. It took a lot of searching, and if you want to know, I'm glad to share the knowledge, because it was a pain in the ass to find the right combination of Googling for the version of Unity, the camera I was using, the pipeline I'm using, and how I wanted to do the post effects. Ugh. But yeah, some of the stuff this whole project is a work in progress. So what we've got here is walking around with my avatar. Nice, right? Just walking around the world. So this is basically it's a level, a demo level that they all put together. It comes complete with some cool Easter eggs, like, oh, here we go, head in a jar. Because why not? It's space. It's sci-fi. There's got to be a head in a jar somewhere. There we go. We can zoom in now, because I figured that out last stream. One of the things I'm working on figuring out is how to link or switch between motion capture, As you can see, I can't see unless I look at the corner of my eye at my OBS. So I'm sending motion capture from VCFace into Unity. So hi. So we can do the very same things here because it's literally this older version of the same model. But I have to find a way to mask the animation, blend the animation, so I can also walk and talk instead of just float around. So that's on the project list. Okay. No, glad you could stop by and boom. Glad you dropped on by and brought a bunch of people over. It's great. Yeah, I generally stream twice a week or so. Usually Tuesday, Thursday after 8 p.m. Central Time. So I'm in the Wisconsin in the USA. So that's Central Time for us. But yeah, generally 8 to 10 p.m., which means wrap it up in a little bit, but I just want to show off. So because it's fun to show off the project in progress. Get feedback and all that stuff. There we go. Now we're in our office again. This is gonna be my little streaming room, basically. My just chatting once I get it set up better. And I'm working on a green screen. That's what today's stream was. Most of the progress was gonna be is working on a green screen because I figured out how to use Spout with Unity and set it up. So this looks like a big blank screen because we're sitting out in the middle of space. We were just over there. There's my office. Hi, office. And I found out that this material will let me go transparent using Spout, a transparent background. So I'm excited to hook up another camera so I can properly stream that. Oh, and I got the lighting set up now too. That's nice. Yeah, this lighting wasn't here last time I tested it out earlier in the stream. But yeah, so we'll get a lot higher def using Spout. Let me show you what that looks like. Bam. There. I still have to set up the transparent background, but now I'll be able to run it. And more importantly, compile it so I can run it as a proper app. And then I'm going to use this instead of VCFace, which is what the corner of the screen is. Don't get me wrong, works great. But if I'm working on my own thing, I might as well go all out, right? So I'll be able to bounce between capturing a transparent background, so like for an overlay basically, and the webcam-ish, showing the background and everything. Oops, if I'm in the right app, like in the office here. So fun stuff. Yeah, it's really neat what you can do. Just in general, it's just really neat what can be done these days with minimal investment, especially. I mean, I'm not planning on selling this creation because there's plenty of free alternatives already anyways that are honestly going to be far superior. You've got VCFace, Vignon, I think Marudo's free. So, but, oh yeah, so I'm not worried about selling this, so I'm not worried about Unity's famous licensing, how to put it nicely, kerfuffles. Yes. So, because it'll be free. I think unless I can somehow prove that I made 100 grand with this or something. I think that's what the limit was 100 grand. It seems to be the magic number for software. Maya's the same way. You can have the indie license. It's $300 US anyways. 300 bucks until you hit 100 grand. It's like, you know, if I'm making 100 grand with this one piece of software, cool, I'll give you a couple percent. Did you screenshot my code? Did you screenshot my code? Darn it. I should have. I'm on to you guys. That was fake code. It was all a ruse. You totally did not see my lovely yeah, no, this is fake code. This is definitely fake code. Your robot will just become completely unhinged because he does that anyways. Which is why it takes a good 20 minutes to half an hour to set him up before stream. You know, Boom, League skins. Wait. Boom's a League player? Boom's a League player and is buying League skins with their loot that they siphon off of other streamers. Nope, we got him on screen, Caught in 4K, or 720p, anyways. Right there, Boom. I got you. Bam! Perks of having a ultra-wide monitor. As much as I don't like it for some things. 500. Wait. There's a $500 League skin? Is there really a $500 League skin? That's like, who's it for? I mean, that's. Or are you just saying? I didn't see. Was there a kappa on that one? Evidence erased by a cat. Oh, sneaky. Evidence erased by a cat. You know, one of these days I'm gonna have to actually put the chat in an overlay. One of these days. Oh, I would have it, except I had to kick stream elements out because they were being a little too overzealous. Okay. So let me come clean. Hi. My name is Rusty. I've been clean for probably 10 years, but I too was a League player. I was a League player of the League of Legends. I played, let's see, my favorite guy was the tree. But my favorite skin was the Sesame Street skin for Nunu. It was Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch, because he's a two-person team. And I can never play League again because they removed that skin for obvious copyright reasons. Never again. Never again, League. Sorry, Riot. Never again. For a while, I played entirely too many games of League. I gotta say, if we're being honest here. There was a time where I was actually good at it. And when Arcane came out, because I'm sure a lot of people tried jumping into League for, you know, after watching how awesome Arcane was, I was tempted. And then I was like, the meta is completely different, and I have no idea what's going on, because they've updated it a few times, like made like massive changes a couple of times over the years. But yeah, no, I gotta say, never again. Partially because the player base, and partially because I don't want to keep up with the meta, like how to build out everything, because I did that for a while, and you know, patch day would come out, you know, Tuesday or whatever it was, and it's like, oh crud, now I can't play this guy because he's useless now. Cool. So it was fun for a while. I want a single player. just let me play bots for a while, just to scratch that itch, you know. But League. No, never again. But I do gotta say, I do have to wrap it up for the night. Because my tiny humans that I take care of will be up a godly hour in the morning, and I don't get to sleep in anymore. So let us find someone to raid. Boom, do you have any suggestions? You still here, Boom? Are you hiding behind the cats? Did the cat disappear? Always looking for someone fun to raid. Dang, there are a ton of people online today. Friday night, I guess. You know what? Let's go hop over to Dead Sun. What is he doing right now? I think he's playing the fork knife. Let's go surprise him. All right. Let's go say hi to Dead Sun. He is a Unreal, plays around a lot in Unreal when he's not playing fork knife. And yeah, good times. We might even get him to pause after a match and show off his cool setup and what he's been working on. Yeah, that sounds good, people. All right, let's see. Raid message. Let's just do a robot raid here. Let's see. Someday I will have my own emotes and it will be great. Someday I will earn that. There. Copy my own message. All right, let's head on over there. And bam.